Hello guys and welcome back to Tekkit. Previously we covered basic getting started, so we got ourselves some food, wood, basic tools. We then built ourselves a house and we went mining. We went through all the basics of the different ores, so what they could possibly be used for and things like that. And now we are going to be moving on to power, basic machines, what they're for, how to use them, that sort of thing. So let's get started. Now hopefully at this point you have been mining and you have loads and loads of ores, so if you take a look at my inventory, you should hopefully have something like that. If you don't have a decent amount of ores, I suggest stopping the video, going off on a massive epic mining trip, getting loads and loads of ores and then coming back, because you don't want to be constantly going backwards and forwards. You don't want to build one machine and then want to make the next one. It's like, oh no, I've got to go mining again, and then you go on a little mining trip and then you've got to keep repeating the process. The best way to go about it is probably just to go on a massive epic mining trip, get yourself as much as you possibly can in one go, and then try and get started with the Tekkit stuff from there. Obviously if you're on a PvP server that might not be possible. If you got people chasing you down, you might have to do it bit by bit and hiding your stuff in chests and stuff. So just if you are new to Tekkit, I do suggest not joining a PvP server or a grief server, that sort of thing. You want your stuff to be safe, and you want to be able to learn Tekkit in safety and then move on into more challenging types of servers. Okay, so if you take all your stuff and empty it into a chest. Oh, just in case you're not aware, if you look in your inventory and you press R, that sorts your stuff. Don't know if you're aware of that, but if you press R, that's what happens. So if you empty your stuff into the chest, there is also a sorting system for the chest. If you look up here, there's all these buttons, different types of sorting. There's also options for it, but don't worry too much about that. Right, so you've got all your stuff, and what you want to be doing now is you want to smelt some of it. Basically the first things you're going to need are iron, copper and tin. So I suggest smelting one stack of each of them. Now to speed up the process, I'd make yourselves an iron furnace, which is it's made the same way as making a stone furnace, except you use iron ingots instead in a circle. I know I said I wouldn't really explain how to do it, but it'll just save you a little bit of time there. So you make yourself an iron furnace to replace your stone one, just to get things smelting a little bit faster, and then take some of your ingots, and you could just make a few of these iron furnaces, maybe like 3 of them. You should hopefully have loads of iron anyway after your massive mining trip, so just make a few iron furnaces, get some stuff smelting away. So iron, tin and copper, they're going to be the main things you're going to require, and then while you're doing that, we're going to go looking for rubber trees. So leave your stuff smelting away, and hopefully you won't have to look too far and you'll find some rubber trees. Now rubber trees are obviously different from every other type of tree in Tekkit. They have that point at the top, well most of them do anyway, where the leaves come up higher than the rest. I know this is a different texture pack to what you're probably using, but what you're looking for is a tree with a big point, and also with an orange bar on it, or if you're using this same texture pack you're looking for a yellow spot. Sometimes they hide under the leaves, so you're looking for a little dot or a line or something, depending on what texture pack you're using, but you're looking for something on the tree that is different to every other block. If you look on most of the blocks they don't have that. Sometimes you do have to dig away the leaves and have a look. Then you're going to need yourselves a tree tap, which is... I don't have any wood on me right now, so if I just make a tree tap. So the tree tap is just made of wood. You don't need anything else other than wood to make a tree tap. It's very simple. So and again, remember your friend, the NEI system. You can just press R while you're hovering over something. It will tell you how to craft it, and if it looks like it's something that doesn't make sense, just click this arrow and it will give you the actual recipe. So you got the wooden planks in that formation. Just remember, this NEI system is your best friend in Tekkit. It will tell you how to make pretty much everything. There are a few things that are missing, but you can use the Tekkit wiki to find them. So what you do is you right click with your tree tap in your hand, and that will give you some sticky resin. Sticky resin is has a few uses, but mostly its use is for rubber. Now rubber is used for insulating wires and things like that. There are a few other uses for rubber as well, such as rubber boots and things like that to stop you getting electrocuted, but you don't need to worry about that if you're using insulated wires. Now sticky resin, you're going to want to get quite a bit of this stuff, so go collect a load of sticky resin. You'll want some rubber tree saplings as well, so you can just start breaking away the leaves, and if it's trees that aren't, if you're not bothered about coming back to them, then I'd suggest just sort of cutting them down. Get yourself some extra rubber. You can extract extra rubber out of these as well, so you want to collect as much stuff as you can, but an important one is the rubber tree sapling, because you want to grow your own rubber trees by your house so that you have a constant supply. Now with the rubber trees, when you are extracting, if it's a tree you want to keep, don't try and keep extracting from the same spot until you can visibly see that it has come back. You need to wait until the rubber has regrown. So if you're using Sfax, then the yellow thing will come back. If you keep trying to extract from an empty tree, it will kill it and it will no longer produce rubber. It will just be a tree. So just be careful about that. Right, once you have loads and loads of resin and stuff, what you're going to do is you want to make some rubber. Now rubber is made by smelting sticky resin. There is another way of doing it which isn't shown on here. Oh no, yeah, it is. There is the extractor. So the extractor is another machine which we will go into, but for now we're just going to smelt it. So you're going to come back, hopefully your stuff will be done. Obviously it's not here because it's a tutorial, but you should probably have been gone quite a while getting all that rubber. So you come back, you've got all your ingots ready to make stuff, and we want to move on and we want to make a generator so that we can start using electric machines instead of having to power each machine individually. So for a generator you're going to want some refined iron, and you can turn your iron furnaces that you've been using into a generator and also some other things later on. So you want to keep hold of your iron furnaces for now. You want to make some refined iron. Now refined iron is made by smelting normal iron again. So you take your iron ingots out the furnace and then put them back in the slot to be smelted, and you will be given some refined iron. You will also be making, let's take this out, you'll also be making RE batteries. I suggest making a few of these at once rather than just making them as you need them. I'd suggest just having a few sort of in a chest somewhere. Then that'll just save you some time basically. So if it doesn't show you the recipe if you press R over this one, so what you want to do is you want to go to this friendly NEI bar again, and you want to type in battery, or just bat like I've done there. You hover over the battery that you're going to want. These two won't show you anything because they've got damage values to them. You want just the basic one. So you press R while hovering over that, it'll give you the recipe. So you're going to need tin, which you've already smelted, redstone, which hopefully you found on your mining trip, and a copper cable. You're just going to be using the copper that you found, and you need some rubber, which you've also made by smelting the sticky resin. So if you get yourselves a load of wires, and then you can get on and you can make your RE battery, and then get your generator made. So you construct it in this manner or this manner, whichever you feel easiest, but you should have some iron furnaces already, so you might as well do it that way. Also with the iron furnace you can make, what am I looking for here? It's not showing up. If we go to iron furnace, which is here, yes, two ways of making it. You could use your normal furnace to get the iron furnace and use less iron. I forgot to mention that earlier, but it's just always good to know there is cheaper options of making things, so always check your recipes that there isn't a cheaper option for you. So if you've already got furnaces, it's obviously going to save you both time and resources by making it this way. So just always double check a recipe and make sure that there isn't a cheaper option for you. So once you've got yourselves a generator, just plop it down on the ground, stick some iron in it, and that will start creating some power. Now, while that's powering away, you want to make yourself a battery box. Now, a battery box stores energy. Now, this generator has a very limited store of power, so for it to continue to burn, you want to make a battery box, and you can store power for times when you're going to be using quite a lot of it in one go. So if you make yourself a bat box, quickly show you the recipe here. So you should have already made some copper cables and RE batteries. Like I said before, you just might as well make a few of everything, because you are going to need lots of things, so nothing ever goes to waste. There's always something else to use it on. Now you want to be careful the way you place this until you manage to get some... oh god, let's use my blood red ruby sword to kill this guy. Okay, so you should place the battery box so that the side you want the power to come out of is facing towards you, so like this. See this green dot on here? It doesn't matter what texture pack you're using, there's one side is going to look different to the rest of them. See how the rest of these look fairly blank, and one side will look different to the rest of them. So you want that side to be facing towards you when you place it. And then you're going to need some copper cables, which you have already made a few of for your recipes, but you can also place them down on the ground. And now this power is being transferred over into the bat box, so this will stay on now until it has filled this up. And then you're going to want to have an output. So the side that outputs is the green side. Yeah, that's another thing to note. You're best joining a server that does not allow creeper damage if you're new to Tekkit, because you will be raging mad if you build something that was complicated for you, and you'll just freak out if a creeper comes along and blows it up. So yeah, so this is creating power. This is creating power, this is storing power, and then we're going to want to attach our machines to it. So you'll be needing a Macerator first, seeing as you already have a furnace that can last you a while for now. Now a Macerator, if I just show you get rid of these mobs. Okay, so you got a Macerator. There's the electronic circuit, that's something we've not been through, and the machine block. So hopefully you collected some flint and cobble like you would usually on a mining trip. You should probably have these things. If not, then just go and grab some flint from some gravel. A machine block is very simple to make. You just refined iron, like we spoke about earlier. Just resmelt the iron again and put it in the configuration of a furnace, and you'll be given a machine block. You're going to need quite a few of these as well, so just be prepared for that. You might as well make a few of them while you're at it. Also, you're going to need an electronic circuit. Now you're probably going to need a lot of these as well, so I suggest making quite a few of these while you're at it. So copper cables, refined iron, we've already been through all that, so I don't need to reteach you that. So then once you've got all those materials, you make a Macerator. Now what happens is the power is coming out of this, and it's coming along this cable and into any machine which is on its route. Now there are better versions of cable for later on when you're needing to send your power further away, but for now they will do for short distances. So you've got your Macerator powering away. You see this yellow bar? If it wasn't receiving power, that would be blank. It would be sort of dull like that. Depending on your texture pack, it can vary. So if we then build the next machine, you're going to want an extractor. An extractor, you're going to need some more tree taps, another machine block, and some electronic circuits. So like I said earlier, it's best to have multiples of everything because you are going to need more. And then the next machine after that, a compressor. So you're going to need to smelt some stone. Let me just get rid of this guy. Sorry about that. New day. So an extractor and a compressor. Don't worry about these other machines. These are further upgrades of the machines. Oh, you're also going to need an electric furnace, which is another electronic circuit, and you can use one of your iron furnaces for this. So this one should be quite cheap to make. So if you get yourselves your electronic circuit, your extractor, and your compressor. Sorry, electric furnace, yeah. So you place your electric furnace down, and we'll watch this. See the yellow bar going up there? Might have just caught it. So these are the basic machines you're going to require to do pretty much everything. You can get upgrades of all of these if you just quickly have a look at in this chest. Next versions: the induction furnace, the rotary macerator, the centrifuge extractor, and the singularity compressor. But at the moment, we don't have the power to power machines like that. So we will be going over that in the future. Also, upgrades to cable. At the moment, we're using copper cable. You can move on to glass fiber cable and insulated high voltage cable, but don't worry too much about them for now. You can't use these in the recipes for crafting things. It's just the copper cable. These are ones for placing down on the ground. Now, the glass fiber cable is used for sending power really long distances, and it holds quite well. It can hold 512 EU. EU is what power is measured in. Now, if you look, if you look here, EU per tick. So per tick of the server that you're playing on, this will produce 32 EU. Now, some servers run, the servers vary on how many ticks they're running on per second, but perfect would usually be 20 ticks. If you have a look what's running here, just type lag in chat. So we're running at 19.5 here, so that's pretty much perfect. So you'll be getting pretty much the maximum amount of power that you can get out of this. Now this is already full because these are designed to run pretty perfectly together, and all our machines are powered. So if I teach you what these do now, if we take our ores, so this should work for most ores. You place them in the top of the macerator, and you'll hear it grinding away. So power is now being drawn from the generator into the bat box and into the macerator. So it's grinding away at the copper ore, and what it will do is each copper ore that is in there, it will give you 2 dusts. So you get some copper dust from each ore. So you've only broken 1 ore down, but you have 2 dusts. So it's going to increase your productivity. So you place your copper dust then in the furnace, and it will act the same way it would do with an ore. So you're going to get 1 copper ore per dust. So basically you're going to double all of your ores. So your copper dust is going to, each copper ore is going to eventually end up as 2 copper ingots. Now if I should show you the sticky resin. Now instead of furnacing this from now on, what we do is we use the extractor. That's what you've made it for, and it's also used for other things, but at the moment our extractor's main use is going to be for sticky resin. So no need to throw your sticky resin into the furnace anymore. Those days are behind you. You're moving on into the future. So it's a little bit slow for now until we either get the next version or we get some overclockers for this baby. But we'll go into overclockers in a minute. Now you can see you got 3 rubber instead of 1 for each sticky resin, so this is going to majorly increase your income of rubber. Now also with rubber wood, you can throw that in as well, and that will have the same effect. You'll be able to get rubber from the wood itself now as well. Now the compressor. This is going to be what we use to get all our advanced items for making all our advanced machinery. This is going to be what the machine that is used to take us to the next level beyond these machines. It's going to take a while, but you definitely need this machine to be moving on to the next stage. So we have Macerator, Furnace, Extractor and Compressor. They're basic machines that you're going to want to have. You want power storage of some kind, and you want generator. For now the generator will do, but we can move on to other types of power, such as solar power. Solar power isn't very good at the beginning, the first stages, so the first solar panel, but each solar panel that we make, every time we make 8 solar panels, we can turn that into a low voltage solar array, which will give us more power, which will give us as much power as that generator is over there. Then, once we've got 8 of these, we can make that into one of the medium voltage solar arrays, which is going to give us way more power than the low voltage. Well, it's going to be the same as though we're using 8, and then 8 of them, you can move on to the next one again. High voltage solar array is going to be pumping out loads and loads of power. That's going to pretty much be better than a nuclear reactor. You can get more power out of a nuclear reactor, but it can be dangerous, whereas solars are very safe. You don't need to worry about them blowing up at all. Unless you obviously plug something in that can't take that amount of power, obviously then the item is going to blow up, but the solar itself should be safe. Now if we can also make nuclear reactors. There's other types of power as well, but I'm not going to bother going into them because they're not all that impressive. They take a long time to generate any power, so I like to use a mixture of solars and nuclear power. The combination goes well together. I like to use solars for the daytime and the nuclear reactor to keep me going overnight. You can make a few nuclear reactors if you want. I tend to make them really, really safe. So they're not outputting loads of power, but it's constant and consistent. If you start trying to up it too much, you will end up with a giant hole where your house used to be, so just be careful with that if you're going to try and move on to it before I've taught you how to use it. So if you just wait until I show you how to automate nuclear reactors so that it's a continuous flow of power. Otherwise you're going to be running back and forwards to it with uranium, trying to keep on top of it, and you'll spend all your time just looking after the nuclear reactor instead of doing other things. Also, with the solars, I will teach you how to sort of craft them more efficiently. Like, you could spend forever making these things. It will take you a long time. If you look at this recipe, that's just to make one, and then you're going to need 8 of them to make the next one, then you're going to need 8 of the next one to make the next one, and then 8 of the next one to make the next one. So it's just, you're going to spend a lot of time crafting it unless you just make a setup for it. So for now it's going to run on a generator. We can always add more of these. You can stick another one here, another one on top, and another one here, and you've got like 4 going on at once to power this thing if these start drawing a lot more power when you upgrade them. Okay, so we've been through basic machines, power, storage of power. So if we come over to our house, show you an example of what it might look like. Okay, so you're at your house, you've got your generator on the go, then your bat box, and then your machines. Now you can run the wire underneath all of the machines, so that the power's from the bottom, so it looks nice and neat. You don't have to have it the way I did it out there. You can pretty much put the wire wherever you want, but I'm going to just to let you be aware, in the future we're going to want to automate these machines to have things being put into them and taken out automatically. So it's best to leave one side and the top free. You can only input things via the top of the machine, and you can pull things out on the sides or the back. So I suggest leaving the back and the top clear for things to be pulled out. Okay, that'll do for now, I think. Hopefully that'll keep you going for a little while. So between now and the next video, get yourself some basic power, some basic storage, and all these basic machines, and I will see you in the next video where we will be covering some more advanced things in Tekkit. I will see you next time. Goodbye.